Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sins, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is March the 5th, 2022, and today the topic is supernatural provisions. Y'all, I cannot start this day without saying happiest of birthdays to my baby sister, Nyla O'Neal. Happy 31st birthday, sister. I tell you all the time, I'm super proud of you for all the things you've accomplished and everything like that. But, you're a wonderful woman. You know, you your mother's daughter. You have a big heart. Um, super, super lovely lady inside and out. And, yeah, man, regardless of anything, the things we've been through this week, all of that stuff. Um, you know, I just hope and pray that you continue to let God's light shine through you, and I pray that you enjoy this day, enjoy this your 31st birthday, and I'm looking forward to celebrating it with you this evening if the Lord's will, and I guess you could say this episode is dedicated to you, sister. So yes, y'all, y'all know my sister. She's the owner of Diva Style Salon. Also, she's the owner of Anchored Phlebotomy Institute as well. She is currently the mother of one, my dear darling niece, none other than Arthur Bailey Vashti O'Neal, who has an event coming around next weekend. Yes, yes, yes. Again, so many things to say about this lovely lady, but just wanted to take the time to shout you out this morning and say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Um, I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning at this time. Um, but to be honest, man, I was a little tired. I woke up to the sound of my alarm, and I was kind of feeling like, I ended up turning on my, the Soul Space app and whatnot. But I don't remember. I remember starting it and starting listening to it, but I don't remember anything else. And then next thing I know, I was up again and still kind of groggy a little bit. Kind of scrolled on social media a little bit, and I saw a post, and on the post, supernatural provision stood out to me, and I decided to look up Bible verses around that. I guess got the confirmation, and here I am now, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, to share it with you all. But yeah, so that's how I came into the topic today. Um, I won't say that the Soul Space app wasn't good, but I just do not remember it. I don't remember it fully, and um, but again, yeah, I feel like God, must have woke me up to remind us all about this here, and I guess also to share my testimony about supernatural provisions. I know a lot of times we think about money, right? We think about when God providing us finances or something along those lines, but I think we need to think bigger than that. Um, I really do, because if we're limiting God to just blessing us with money, right? If we're limiting blessings to only being this tangible financial thing, then we'll miss. I feel like we'll miss out on all the other blessings and things that He's doing, um, if we're only looking for, right, financial blessings. Um, so yeah, this whole idea of supernatural provisions can go beyond financial. Yeah, financial is good too. But I just think it's very interesting, like what God does, how He does it, and different things like that. If I just go a little deeper into what happened with me this week, I know I shared with you guys the other day about several blessings that was coming back to back. Remember that day I listed out, and I think the day afterwards I told you all about different aspects of things. Um, but I guess let me tell you guys this aspect, and I hope maybe this will, I guess, transition us into this topic today. So, okay, whatever day it was. It had to be like Tuesday or it might have been Monday or Tuesday, possibly Wednesday. One of those days, I'm just scrolling on social media, at some random point, and I come across an ad, and it stood out to me. I almost passed it up, but I went back and I looked into the company, and I was like, you know what? This kind of coincides with some stuff I have going on. They looking for brand ambassadors. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? This goes with some stuff I currently got going on. I felt like it paired well with my venture, unwind self care. So I was like, cool. I'll sign up to be a brand ambassador. So I look into the company as I'm looking like there's some nice products and all this type of stuff. I'm like, cool, it goes with Unwind. I could use this, whatever. So, I make mental notes about, getting some items and whatnot. I tell my husband, I'm like, oh, because we were doing something, he was doing something in the other room. And then by the time he came back out, it's so funny because every now and then I'm like updating him on different things I'm doing. Throughout the day or whatever. Like, oh, well, since you've been gone, I've been doing this, or since you've been gone, this just came through or whatever the case was. So I was telling him about it. I was like, oh, I just signed up to be a brand ambassador for this company, blah, 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 blah. And then maybe like the next morning or I kind of felt led to just email them because I was like, oh, I heard about that they have a wholesale program, and I guess the business side of me is like, okay, well, again, because it coincides with what I have going on, if I get a wholesale account with them, I can just add it to my vending tables when I go out. I'm speaking in that advance and I'm going to have vending tables, right? And I'm going to be doing vending events, right? I don't have, well, at that time I didn't have none on the horizon, but I was like, I'm on, so, maybe I'll invest in them, because it seems like, again, a good brand and X, Y, and Z. So I emailed them about the vending opportunities and whatnot. And the lady gets back to me and she's like, oh, this is what you need for that. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have that, but, I see that you have other opportunities, just chit-chatting. Getting to know them and whatnot. And so I guess, as I share more about me, they seem to be excited about me. So much so that I was like, hey, if y'all want to come be on GSL, X, Y, and Z one day, cool. So we were talking about that as well. So then a couple of days in, then that back-to-back blessing day happened. Remember? Right? And one of those blessings was the Mother's Day gig coming up. And so, so then I'm talking to my mom the day after that comes in. I'm talking to my mom, and she was, saying, oh, well, you should, get something for the children to give their mothers and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. It is Mother's Day weekend. I might as well create a show centered around something along those lines. They can, give something to their moms at the end or something like that. So I'm starting to look up ideas. What can I give them? What can I find that is sciencey and that I can also give them and all these different things? And then it just comes back to me about the company. And so I reached back out to the company and I'm just like, hey, I know we were talking the other day about the wholesale and all that stuff. Whenever you can give me give me more information, that would be great. X, Y, and Z. And they were like, oh, well, what are you looking to do? What are you looking to do? And so I just shared with them, I guess, my heart and things that I had planned and about the Mother's Day event. So then yesterday, as I shared with them about, my plan for the Mother's Day event and, so, any type of thing where, if I can get wholesale or whatever the case is, I'm looking to get, I guess, a nice little bulk of your items and whatnot, because, perhaps I can even pass it out at this event. And lo and behold, I received an email yesterday from the company saying that not only do they love everything I got going on, but they wouldn't mind sponsoring that Mother's Day show. Now, I don't know what y'all think about all that. But to me, that's a prime example of a supernatural provision. God making a way out of no way. God taking a random scroll post from either that Monday through Wednesday, whatever day that was, taking that random thing and not only blessing me through them, but blessing me with another the opportunity that I was blessed with after that. It's like it all tied in together. Two totally different, well, really two or three when you think about it. Two or three totally different things, right? That have all coincide and meshed together as an overall blessing, a supernatural provision. Not only for me, but then for the people we gonna bless in May. And I don't know who they are, X, Y, and Z, and they don't know who I am, and they might not. Who knows? Maybe you guys will be listening to me and then you come to the show and you be part of the blessing. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, all of these things are tying in together in a way that is beyond me, in a way that is, for me, proof of divine interference. Because again, I was about to scroll past that post on what Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I probably did scroll past it, and I ended up going back to it. And you just never know, like the things. And I think I talked about this last week, right? You just never know, like the moves and whatnot that's going to change your life, like that's going to change someone else's life. Um, and it can be just like that. And that didn't have any, and none of that, other than, okay, yeah, it is a booking for May. So, I am being booked for the event in May. But still, none of that had anything to do with a financial exchange yet. You know what I mean? Like, but all of it's a blessing, in my little humble opinion. So, when we talk about supernatural provisions, let's see what the Bible has to say. So, here are the verses I came across this morning. Philippians 4:19. And my God will supply every need of yours according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus. Y'all, this verse is not unfamiliar, I guess just like we asked yesterday, right? Do you believe this? Do you believe this at the end of the day? Do you believe that God's going to supply all of your needs? I mean, I do. And I know that, again, to be in this place where I'm literally living that way, and I'm able to see him moving and working much more than I probably have ever seen in my life. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I get everybody may not be willing to live that way or exactly the way I'm living, But I mean, yeah, I guess I'm crazy enough to believe that he will supply all my needs, and as I believe he's been doing that, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Um, again, both financially and beyond finances, he has supplied all my needs. And allowed me to do things that I want too. In the midst of it. So again, to God be the glory for all things. Again, it's just been amazing to me. Like, again, yes, not only taking care of the things I need, but again, allowing me to do the things I want to do. And then, aside from those two things, also, I don't know, I guess just leading me and guiding me throughout life. Like, it's been a blessing to see, again, him moving, working in my life in this season. You know, again, since 2019, since I've been I've been documenting it to a certain extent since 2019. And it's a blessing to see. Because again, like, I told you all a few weeks ago, I was like, in my mind, I need to buy groceries came in my mind. And then the next thing I know, we were bombarded with groceries. Bombarded. um, you know, we still, sorting out stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and then just, again, random thoughts, random things, and then God is just above and beyond providing different, different things, different opportunities. Um, Supernatural provisions. Supernatural provisions, y'all. 2 Corinthians 9 and 8, it says, and God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that having all sufficiency in all things at all times, you may abound in every good work. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Well, abound is repeated a lot in that verse. That's something I noticed as I'm reading here. I mean, all is mentioned as well quite a few times. All, and every. um, but again, like that last verse pointed out, and this one is too, that it says God is able to make all grace abound to you. Do you believe that? you know, uh, Ask yourselves that today. Y'all can reflect on that. Um, and then, so that having all sufficiency in all things at all times, you may abound in every good work. Again, the supernatural provisions, right? It says here, sufficiency in all things. I mean, again, I believe that's that thing that's that peace that comes with understanding that He, will supply all the needs, like all those things. That's peace for me. At that point in the verse, then it says at all times. Yeah, I mean at all times. It's like again, there's a couple of things I haven't done this week that I wanted to do. For example, um, but do I believe that everything will get done when it's supposed to? Yeah. Do I believe that um, like it says at all times, regardless of the way things look, God is making a way out of no way and doing something and working behind the scenes. Yeah. So I mean, at all times, even if it don't look like it, right? It says at all times. So we're just gonna have to, do you believe that or not? Then it keeps going to say, you may abound in every good work. So again, as I can sit in peace, right, knowing that at the end of the day, God has everything under control, knowing that that all grace abounds to me, right? Uh, to then I have sufficiency in all things. Again, I can sit at peace, right? At all times of my life, even in the midst of turmoil, even in the midst of all this stuff that's going on, I can sit in peace and know that God is supernaturally providing, uh, you know, everything I need, sufficiently. And as I'm in peace, right, I can, I guess, focus on the work, right? Every good work. I can continue to, right, in faith, do the work. I guess required of me, and that He puts on my heart and mind. So, you guys can reflect on that verse and see how that fits in with your life. But I don't know. I feel like that's how it fits with me. John 10 and 10, it says, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. Again, the supernatural provision goes beyond, right, our small uh, idea of money, right? Perhaps the supernatural provision is your everlasting life. That's I mean, uh, maybe we don't think much of it now, right? In our earthly bodies and whatnot. But I think, when the time comes, when you see the choices, right? I think, most prefer the idea of eternal life. And so uh, yeah, I mean, it really does break everything. Like the Bible, it just breaks everything down to these two categories. And, again, do you want to be on the steal, kill, and destroy? Like, do you really want to be on that side? Or would you rather have life and life more abundantly? Uh, I mean, to be honest, the way we act and what we do and everything does lean towards the steal, kill, and destroy versus uh, life and life more abundantly, based on the way we live. But I think again, at the end of the day, when we're at judgment seat or whatever the case is, I think everybody's gonna want that that abundant life. Um, so I mean, I guess we should think about that now, right? In regards to the supernatural provisions that God is providing us. Again, those are the choices there. That might be pulp this morning. You might didn't want to hear that part. I don't know, but something to think about. Just something to think about. Several verses in the Go Deeper section to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds this morning. I guess not only what kind of supernatural visions that God provides, but also why, right? Why He provides it and everything like that. I think the verses that are there in the Go Deeper section. You can reflect on those. Um, again, if you're in one of those places where you feel like, man, I don't have anything, or you don't see God moving in your life, or whatever the case is, then yeah, it might be good for you to go deeper about that. But the last verse I want to share in regards to this conversation is 1 John 3 and 22. And it says, and whatever we ask, we receive from Him, because we keep His commandments and do what pleases Him. So, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for supernatural provision, and here's the thing, too. Not only will He provide, right, whatever we ask and receive, whatever we ask, He provide things you didn't even ask for. And again, my little humble testimony is proof of that. And then, well, let's just talk about that real quick. Again, yeah. So talking about my little humble testimony first. Yeah, I didn't necessarily ask for any of the blessings that had happened this week. Yeah, I, hope and pray and stuff about opportunities and whatnot. Yeah, I tell you a lot of time my funds is limited. Like, this is all I'm really doing in regards to quote unquote work. Like, taking out time to do this every day. Technically, it's some form of work, even though it's spiritual work. You know what I mean? And then I do my virtual acting. So I guess you can consider that I guess, obviously it's work, but something that I'm doing weekly that is consistent, but everything else that I have going on is not consistent, it's sporadic and everything like that. I have my business endeavors. Yes, y'all, if you don't know about them, you can check them out. All the business endeavors, everything that I got going on, you guys can see it at actressmiraclesims.com. Right, so I got those other business endeavors in place, right? But again, everything is based on if somebody buys a book, or if somebody buys some wine, or if somebody buys some nail polish, or if somebody happens to go to one of the brands that I'm promoting, or anything along those lines, right? Speaking of, if you want to check out that brand that I was talking about, it's called Mom Bomb. Go to my link at actressmiraclesims.com. They have a link on my page there now. Check them out. Awesome brand, awesome nonprofit organization. They basically created products, and the products helps them fund their organization, and it's an awesome organization that helps mothers and everything like that. So really, really cool. But yeah, everything that I personally have going on is very sporadic. It's not something where it's like, oh, it's my 9 to 5, or I know that I'm going to get a guaranteed check, or the things that people say. But again, somehow throughout this entire experience, I still pay my portion of the bills. I'm still able to, again, I've been able to invest in people. I've been able to invest in other people. and create and all these different things. So to me, again, I can see God at work, because I know I know what my bank account looks like, and I know what I've been able to do in spite of that. And for me, you know, for me, I could clearly see God moving, because I know my position. I know, like, where I'm at. And so I say all that to say that, yeah, sometimes, you know, uh, even things you don't ask, he will still provide, you know. And then, thinking about the grace and mercy that he has on all of us, right? Because he'll bless you, right? Sometimes he'll bless you. I know that people say, "Oh, God won't bless mess," blah 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 blah. You could probably be walking in sin, right? And he still is blessing you, right? Because you got another day to get it right. Life, health, and strength. That's a blessing. um, you know, he can still provide opportunities for those in sin. He can still provide supernatural provisions across the board for all of us. It's like it's an equal playing field when it comes to that. Because again, grace, mercy, and all that is something that a gift for all of us. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's a deeper thought there. But I mean, how much more would he, or does he, provide for those of us that are, like it says here, because we keep his commandments and do what pleases him, then we have the ability to, whatever we ask for, we receive. Because I mean, I guess that is the thing sometimes too. Like, those that are in sin, like, he'll still probably bless you regardless, right? And again, he's still providing that grace, mercy, and X, Y, and Z. But you might not be able to ask for, like, receive anything that you ask for, or everything that you ask for, until you start walking and doing his will, right, and doing the things that he wants you to do, then perhaps again you'll be able to see it clearer, the supernatural visions that he's doing in our lives. So, y'all, that's the juice. That's the juice this morning. The Bible verse of today is Jeremiah 31:25. It says, "For I have satisfied the weary soul, and I have replenished every sorrowful soul." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out.
Hello, charmers. Visit ttcboutique.com for the latest in fashion and accessories. Twice the charm, the source of women clothing.